Our reporter, that's Nzimande Mia, is at the heart of those Wits protests. She's monitoring that developing story for us. We're live there now. Good afternoon, Nzimande. Welcome to News Today. Wits almost become the epicenter of these protests. What's happening on campus now?
A very good afternoon to you, Kirshni. It certainly has become the epicenter of the no-fee student strike. We're standing inside Senate Hall, where about 30 minutes ago it was packed to capacity with students waiting to hear feedback from management. There was over 5,000 students that had packed this hall, and they had anticipated that management would speak to them and give them feedback about the talks that they'd been having from last week and this weekend in terms of what is the way forward with regards to the no fees. They were supposed to address them at midday, and since midday we've been waiting, and absolutely nothing has happened. We spoke to student management to find out exactly why it was that the vice chancellors and senior managers of the university did not address the students, and it was due to safety concerns. They felt that they cannot address the students en masse, and they would rather address the student leaders themselves before they can be able to address the students. So right now what's happening is that the students have left Senate Hall and they've blocked the entire Empire Road. They're protesting, stopping cars from coming in or going outside of the university. We know for a fact that the police are making sure that the cars that are coming onto Empire are being turned back so that they do not disrupt this protest. They're not stationary just at Empire. They're going around the entire university because they've said that they're not going to stop protesting up until they get feedback from the university.
All right, Nzimande, last week police were stationed outside campus. How visible are they now within the university precinct itself?
Within the university, it's university policing and patrolling, but it's not police members, it's not members of SABC inside the university campus. They're stationed in various spots outside, just as I said to you earlier, that they are making sure that traffic along Empire is running as smoothly as possible, with the fact that there's over thousands of students that are blocking that entire road of Empire. But in terms of SABC, we have not seen any SABC police officers stationed inside the university campus.
Nzimande, one gets the sense, of course, that students are really feeling that they're not being heard by those in the corridors of power. How much of consultation or engagement has there been up until now between management and students?
You'll remember, Kirshni, that the engagement needs to be, in terms of the logistics of it, it needs to be the executive of the university speaking to the leaders of the SRC. The SRC leaders are then supposed to then filter down the information to the students, but the students are not willing to accept that. They want management to sit down with them and to speak to them one-on-one as the entire group of students. And this is something that management, they feel, as from last week, they feel that their safety is not secured, and they're not willing to put themselves in a position whereby anything could happen to them with a large group of students and quite a low number of security manning the specific area.
Nzimande, we received reports earlier today that some students at Wits had damaged property and broken down a glass door this morning. How serious are incidents of violence and intimidation right now, or have protests been fairly peaceful overall, would you say?
Over the past couple of days, we've seen that the protests have been relatively high-spirited, but not to the extent where there's property that's been damaged. Today, however, the students were supposed to be addressed on the lawns by management, but they insisted that they want to be addressed inside Senate Hall. There was a couple of security personnel that was manning the front of Senate Hall, and the students pushed through. And what happened was that they knocked through the wall, the glass doors that are closing the Senate hall, and they've also broke the padlocks. So it was quite a bit of damage there, but nobody was injured in that incident. But you see that the students are desperate. They want to get feedback from management. They want to know what exactly is going to happen to them. Many of them, especially the black students, come from very disadvantaged backgrounds, and a 10% increase on their fees will impact their already strained budgets. So for them, it's not just about protesting, it's about their future, it's about their livelihoods. They want to make sure that they'll be able to afford quality education, and they're doing everything that they can in as peaceful a manner as possible, barring today and the incident with the broken glasses. They want to get resolution. They want to get management to be held to account and to scrap the concept of getting any fees.
Nozintombi Mia, our reporter at the heart of those Wits protests. Thank you so much for your time on the News Today desk. You've just heard Nozintombi say that Senate Hall has indeed been cleared by the students, but they're now blocking the Empire Road exit. That's a main road that leads to the M1 North and South, the main artery, the main highway in Johannesburg. But there is a strong SAPS presence on that road for now. Well, moving on to other news, today is Media Freedom Day. To mark the day, President Jacob Zuma hosted senior members of the media at the Presidential Guest House in Pretoria. Let's take a closer look.